you guys for taking time during the holidays to join us for this Friday with the Founders. We're excited to have you on. And as all of you know, this is your time to connect with us at the corporate side and with each other as part of the Elify Nation. So this is a great opportunity for us to all get together to ask questions, to talk about certain topics, to share information and best tips and practices so that we can all achieve what we're working towards with our affiliate program with Elify. And we're excited to get started. Guy, I know you sent out an agenda this morning with the topic that we wanted to go through. In addition, after we go through that topic, we'll open it up for Q&A. Following the Q&A, what we typically do is we'll go through the affiliate overview, and then we'll do a Q&A on any questions about the affiliate program. With the holidays going on right now, this may be a little bit shorter than our long one, but we've been working on getting this thing down under an hour for quite some time. So hopefully we'll stay under that time limit. Guy, I'm going to throw it over to you. Let's open up the topic and start talking about it.
Absolutely. And I think we can expand on this because the topic for the day is list, right? We all hear the Christmas song about making lists, checking it twice. We know that it's a pretty good topic to be covering right now, especially this time of year. But understanding what lists, what are important, what are not important. So really want to open that up from the standpoint of discussion and knowing that if you have a to-do priority list, what I always think of is I already have insight of what is important and what is not important. So what's not important never makes my list. And maybe it's something that is resonating and it continues to come around, but maybe it makes an additional list, right? When thinking about previous life, previous careers, we had a list of to-dos every day at the exact same time, or they would adjust, but they were down to the minute on when you were going to do things. And we've carried that over to Elify and into our business and our daily method of operation of making sure prior to having a live event, it's on our list to make sure we notify people, to get a broadcast out, to understand this is what we're going to be talking about, to follow that list. Go live. That's on our list. After the live, make sure you get a broadcast sent out to everyone that attended, as well as those who could not participate. When we go through our daily method of operation and we really start out, it's our gratitudes, it's getting information out to people that are looking for more information, it's making phone calls, it's getting emails out, but it's the prioritization of each one of those. So you have your call list, you have your email list, and just prioritizing and understanding that I'm not going to get all things done today. We're all human, but I have to track that. I have to know what I'm going to do every day. So I might have the exact same piece of paper, look and feel every day. And what I like to do every day is also prioritize and set that up at the end of the day for the next morning. So I don't sit there for potentially 30 minutes trying to figure out what my day is going to be tomorrow. I sit there for 5 or 10 minutes at most, because I know what didn't get done and I know where I need to start tomorrow. So just wanted to put that out there from the standpoint of it's a fairly broad topic. Yeah. With talking about list, but send it back to you, ER, if you've got any additional comments on it, and then we can open it up.
Yeah, I think a few things come to mind when we start thinking about list and whatever list means to you. The first thing, and we've heard it so many times, it's the difference between the people who put things down in writing and the people who just try to keep that in their mental checklist. When you put it down in writing, you're going to be in a much better position to make sure you're achieving those things. It also makes me think, Guy, I was lucky enough, my wife bought me this flight training package. I wanted to learn how to be a pilot, right? So she took me on this exploratory course. They put you in an airplane and you go to the class and they're like, you're going to fly today. And I'm like, I've never touched the controls of an airplane before. And you're going to tell me I'm going to take off and land? And he goes, yeah, and here's how we're going to help you do it. You're going to go through a pre-flight checklist. You're going to go through all of these things. They presented me with these lists. And I said, wow, never doing this before. If I can go through and check off each thing on the list, I can go through that process and know that I've achieved everything in that process or that system. And if you haven't created those for areas that you're working on in your life, and one of the things that I thought about, Guy, and I've been working on it towards the end of Q4, is our wheel of life. I basically created a list for every spoke that I had on the things, to your point, that were a priority to achieve in those areas, and then made a list. What are the recurring things? What are going to happen every day? To your point, on Monday, on Tuesday, on Wednesday, on Thursday, are there reoccurring items that happen the same time, the same place every day? And do I have it down? And am I going to get some satisfaction just checking it off the list, knowing that I got it done? And I think so many people fail to just even put it down in writing or make that list. And then once they have it, the next step they fail in is prioritizing that list, right? And then the next thing, Guy, one of the things you mentioned is we don't need to get so time management focused, where it's like every single minute has to be prioritized in our daily checklist. I got to the point where I was actually doing more time blocking, where it's like, this is the section of time where I'm going to focus on doing these aspects from this list. And to your point, I'm not going to get everything on that list done at that time, but I know that I have confidence that I'm going to sit down, I'm going to have a block of time available, and I'm going to be able to punch through those things on the list. And some days it's going to be the same thing every day. And some days new things are going to get added to the list that are a priority for that moment in time. And this is really one of those things that I think is important for everybody to just take a step back and think about, where am I in handling my list? We all have things we need to do. We talk about it on a bunch of these calls, these action items that we have to get done, and we have to put in the work to get them done. But a lot of times we either procrastinate on those things, we forget about them, we overlook them. And when you have it right in front of you, it's like the only person who is at fault for not getting it done when you have it written down is you. And I think that's a big win that we can all take advantage of. This is something that I wanted to talk about since we're leading into the end of the year. And I know a lot of us are planning for a monumental 2022. I know I am. And for me, a lot of that starts with just the brain dump of the list. Here is everything, and I just try to put it all down. Then I try to categorize it. Then I try to prioritize it. And then I try to check it off. I don't know if anybody else on the call has other strategies that they've implemented or used, but that's one of the strategies that has helped out for me a lot. And Guy, I know the quote that I read from your board for today is, if we're looking for directions, we got to talk to somebody who's been there before, in a way. And I think that this is one of the things that I know has worked well for me. And if you can implement it and you haven't implemented it before, I know it'll be an uptick for you. But I'm all ears for how anybody else is using lists.
I know, Anna, you put a comment up there from the standpoint of getting rid of interruptions. One thing we do when we get into things, there's times I'll probably go back into my notifications and I see that ER has been reaching out to me. Well, I put my stuff in do not disturb, because I've got to get those things done at that time from the time blocking aspect. From 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., this is what I'm focused on. And if you're going to reach out to me, there's a really good chance I don't see that until 10:01 when I turn my phone back on from the notification aspect. So that's a good way to set down and maybe start taking that mental approach to where I want to start and building my list.
Man, Guy, that makes me think of like everybody who says, I'm amazing at multitasking. You know what I mean? I don't need to eliminate distractions. Really, we don't multitask. We just toggle between the things that we're focused on. And I think, to your point, when I'm working on my list, to eliminate all distractions and get focused on that one singular item helps me, one, get it done much faster. Two, the result of what I'm working on without the distractions, the quality of what I've completed is much better than having to come back and be like, oh yeah, I took that phone call midway doing that thing or writing that thing or working on that thing. Eliminate all distractions as you're going through items on your list. And I think that's why blocking amount of time to work on items is really good, because then you can turn off all of those notifications. Anybody else have stuff to add when it comes to sort of the list, the priority, the method of operation? Mike, good to see you. Thanks for joining today. Go on ahead and unmute.
I'm here. Okay, list. Everybody that's on here right now that knows me, they know I got a bunch of lists. I have a list for everything. Everything that I do. Daily mode of operation, I have a list. I wake up in the morning, I go down that list. I'm a little older, so things, I'll forget them. I don't even try to remember them. I put them on a list, and I let the list run my life. Then it's my calendar is first. The calendar tells me such and such is happening. Then that tells me to look at that list. If I'm going to be evaluating Facebook for a client, I got 127 different things that I go through to evaluate their Facebook or Instagram or whatever I'm doing. I just follow lists, and it works great for me.
I couldn't agree more.
Absolutely. And you know, one thing we always encourage people is, you mentioned at the very beginning, at least get it written down. But there is technology out there. There are other applications that people can utilize. I believe there's some free ones that you can look up. There's paid lists out there. In fact, you even have a list within your Shuffle application of contacts. And then you could actually implement some tracking from the standpoint of knowing statistics, activity. That's sort of going to build a list of, just random activities that's happening with that individual. But you can create notes. You could have a trackable note section within each contact of what to do with them, when you did it, when you're going to do it again. So being able to do that, some cool things we'll be able to have in the future, I think will really improve the ability for your list to be implemented into the application.
Yeah, I think I may have held this up and shared this last week, but I've been going through my 2022 planning and sort of course correction retrospective on 2021. And this was just my sort of chicken scratch list, right? This is my method of operation. I'm breaking it down by the 7 days. I'm time blocking in what I'm going to be working on. And only one section in here really is my work. The other elements are dealing with the other spokes in the wheel of life. And I'm just saying, okay, what do I want to accomplish? What is prioritized within those things? All of that type of stuff. And I've even been starting to implement some of those course corrections as we lead into the new year to develop the habits so that when we hit Jan 1, I'm already dialed in on what I'm going to be doing each and every day as a priority. Tamara, good to see you.
Good to see everybody here too. Okay, so this is my thing, organization, lists, all of that. And I should say was my thing, but as you get older, it's like 50 first dates. It's like every day I'm starting over. So that whole sit down, okay, I'm about to work. And then you warming up for like an hour trying to figure out. So I said all that to say, I have lists everywhere. Okay. Yeah. So I'm trying to organize my list. Trello is my friend. Yep. But Trello is also my enemy, Mike, Day. It's like I got stuff all over the place in Trello. So, ER, you just mentioned something. You say you got a brain dump, and then you categorize, and then you said two other things. I just need to know what those two other things. I said all that to say I need to know those.
So I brain dump, I categorize, I prioritize because. That's the biggest thing, right? When we go back and we talk about the win list that Michael Ray and Edwin talk about for Mindset of a Champion, it's what's important right now, okay? There are things on my list that aren't important at all. I got stuff on my list reminding me about taxes coming up in 2022, but I'm not going to put any brain power to that until we're getting close to April. You know what I mean? I might do some organizational stuff and chip away at stuff, but I prioritize and then I start time blocking. When am I going to work on some of these things? Some other things, and I'm just like you, I'll create multiple lists and all of that type of stuff. Sometimes you just got to clean up and start again. But the other thing is don't spend a lot of time every day rewriting the same stuff over and over again, right? Like getting ready to work is the worst time suck ever. We just want to know what can I be working on and then allocate some time. Nope, this is the time I'm working on organizing my list or course correcting or doing a retro, checking off and marking things that I've done, those types of things.
Okay.
Oh, it feels so good to mark that stuff off your list though, and to see them marked off. And checking those things off. I used to think that making lists was time consuming and overwhelming. And it's such a huge savings when you combine it with the time blocking.
Yes.
But what you said, ER, is exactly what we tell business owners what hurts, what's it look like,
Yep.
what do you want it to look like, and systemize it.
Yep.
You know, and that's how you attack your business.
Yep.
So yeah, prioritize
It's
is
consistent.
really important.
It's consistent. Yep.
Yeah, but you can prioritize on a daily basis as well. The night before, decide what are the first 6 things you're going to get done the next day, and then focus on that.
And Anna, I think you bring up a good point about what I work through, which is almost like the cycle or the system. And so every day actually for me starts the night before. Even for our kids, right? We're laying out their clothes for school the night before. And it's just part of that thing, that habit that we got into, you know, getting ready and prepared for the day ahead. And that night before, I'm doing one of 2 things. I'm doing a retro on the current day. What did I do well today? What did I not do well today? Where could I improve for myself? And what do I want to adjust? And that happens daily at the very end of the day. You know, everybody does something different. You know, some people wake up and the first thing they do is look in the mirror. You know, do I like the person I see today? If I'm not happy with the person I see, what's the one thing I'm going to do differently today to change who I'm looking at? You know, everything's a little bit different, but those are sort of those tips. And for me, that's the retro. And then the next thing is, to Anna's point, what are the first high priority items that I want to get attacked tomorrow? And those are going to be my big items. And then it's, you know, I forget the book, one of those things like Eat That Frog. Just do that first big thing at the beginning of the day when you're sitting down for that time block. What was that?
Do the ugly one, the one you're afraid of.
Exactly. You know, and then you just get it checked off the list. The other thing, Anna, that you mentioned that I think is so powerful is the ability to check or strike something off of our list is an empowering feeling, even subconsciously. That helps us want to attack the next thing on the list and the next thing on the list. And it starts to build that momentum. And what I found is when you get into that groove of, I'm checking it off, and now I block time, I start to get a lot of things taken care of on my list when I start to get into that flow, but it's initiated by starting to make wins. And I remember, Guy, you and I, we were working on a project, and one of our mentors, he said, like the analogy, you guys haven't made a basket in a while. He goes, I don't care if you have to stand directly underneath the hoop to throw the ball in and make the basket. You need that motivation to know that you can score. And then take a step back and shoot the basket, and then take the step back and shoot the basket. But if you haven't made the basket in a while, go out and make a goal. And I think that was huge, Guy. You know what I mean? We were going through, we were just sort of at a block at one point. And then as soon as we got over that hurdle, it streamlined again.
And Kathy made a great comment in the chat. You know, who writes things down just so you can cross them off?
Yeah.
If you don't have it on the list and you do it anyway, you need to have that so you know what you accomplished during the day, and it strengthens your persistence and your desire to cross off more.
You have to celebrate your wins, right? You have to celebrate your wins, no matter how big, how small, whatever they are. You get a yes, celebrate it.
Yeah, even if I did it and I look on my list, I ain't put that on the list. Oh, I'm writing it on the list so I can
just so you can strike it off.
And I have a that was easy button. Mm-hmm. I still have one. And when I do one of those ugly ones, I hit that baby. Yeah, that was easy.
Well, and how many times I'm susceptible to this trap, probably more so than most. I'm always looking ahead, and I tend to fail to celebrate the wins by continuing to look forward. And there's something so powerful that comes along with that. And even to the point I made earlier, even if the win is microscopic, still celebrate the small thing, because that will build that momentum and encourage you to lean forward in what you're working on. Now, I know when we talk about this stuff, we want to be talking about it from the perspective of the affiliate program and making progress in building a residual income. But really, this is something that can overflow into every area that you're working on. I mean, again, I'm going to pull up my little list here and sort of my outline from what I'm working on blocking out my weeks, and some of the stuff that I'm already implementing. My morning, Guy, you talk about it as well. I'm getting up early. I do my gratitude. I'm doing my stretching. I'm doing my workout. I'm getting that stuff out of the way. It has nothing to do with the forward progress for my work, you know what I mean? But it has everything to do with that spoke of the wheel of life that is my physical fitness, my personal stuff, you know, my family stuff, or my mental break. and I have to be consistent on fitting that in all of the time. And if you've been reading along with that Born to Win book that I suggested to everybody, there are segments in there where if you're not balanced on this wheel of life, it can truly take a toll on you. There's a part in there where they're talking about success, and is that person who's achieved everything in their career successful if they're at zeros in everywhere else? They've let their health slip because they've been so focused on work. They've let their family fall to the wayside because they're so focused on work. So I think there's this aspect of balancing as well when we're building our lists and making sure it's not just, what do I have to do for work today? But taking an opportunity to look at it from all areas that you want to improve on and making lists for those areas. And that's why I like what Mike, you said, list. I got multiple lists. But also, Tamara, to your point, being organized with that. You don't want to have a list over here and a list over there and a list out there and a list you forgot about and a list you filed away and it's out of sight, out of mind. You want to have a nice organized area where you're saying, this is what I'm working on. This is what I'm getting done. This is what I'm striking through. And even some points where I'm doing the same thing every day, having it on the list every day, just so I can strike through it, because it's powerful to see that progress over time. And Guy, when you and I talk about the sprint planning for the week, really what it boils down to is I try to win every single day. Right? That's the mindset of a champion. I want to win at everything that I'm doing by completing it and putting in the work necessary. And when I look back, not just at the day on my retro, my daily retro, but at the week, I want to know that I won more days than I lost. Yes. I've already let myself be comfortable with, I'm not going to be perfect and I'm not going to win every single day. But I do know that if I win a majority of the days in the long term, I'm going to be further along than where I was. And I think that's another critical step when we start thinking about progress over time, right? It's the right now, it's the today, it's the this week, it's the 52 weeks that are going to make up this year. And again, depending on what your goals are and the timeline of those goals, I've got long-term goals that are set for decades. And, I just every year I sort of put a pin in, where am I? Do I need to course correct and am I on track? Because those are really long-term goals. And then I have ones that are a daily goal. Did I just get my workout done today? And okay, great. Five workouts in, I'm a week further, 52, weeks in, and I've made a lot of progress. In fact, I'm watching my wife. She's training for her first half marathon, and I see her whole workout schedule. It's sitting on the fridge. And every time she gets done with her training run, she's striking it off the lists, putting a little sticker up there, just giving herself a pat on the back. And it's encouraging her to look forward to actually putting in the work the next day. And I think there's this aspect as well that I want to leave everybody with and get off my sort of soapbox here. It's that achievement of just having that win and saying, all right, now I start to look forward to getting to do the work, not just having to do the work, but getting to do it. And there's a weird mental shift that happens when you get into that frame of mind where it's like, oh, I have to work out this morning. Oh, I have to do this task. Oh, I have to make this phone call. Once you start getting comfortable with getting the work done, putting in the work, checking off the activity and making the forward progress, then you start to say, wow, look, I get to make this phone call today. I get to do this workout. And when I get done with my workout, it's like I can't do 2 workouts in one day. So I have to look forward to tomorrow morning and getting to do that next one. And I think that's something that comes along with just that repetition of completing that task over and over again and getting into that habitual pattern. I don't know if anybody else has anything to add on the topic, but I just think there's just something very powerful about putting things down in writing. I know we've mentioned that on previous calls. And if you are somebody who's watching this right now and you have not ever put something down, made a list, made a plan, this is your call to action. This is your challenge. If you do that for the next week, 2 weeks, heck, if you've never done it before, just do it for today and then measure the difference that it has. I truly believe that it will make an impact in you making forward progress to where you want to go.
What's an example of a category?
The best place to start, I like these categories. Okay, start out with your wheel of life and do the categories there. What are my physical list? What is my family list? What is my mental list? What are my financial list, spiritual list, career list, personal list, all of those things. And in fact, I'll tell you guys what, I did this for myself personally. I had my wife do it on her own. And then we got together and we sort of said, where do our lists overlap? Where do our concepts overlap? And really did that brain dump, Tamara, on each one of those. And then said, okay, now I need to prioritize this. And then if I want to achieve these things, what do I need to time block? And that made a massive impact in, giving me this. This is now, it's basically, I'm not expecting every day to be the same. We do things on Friday that we don't do on Monday. We do things on Tuesday that we don't do on Saturday, but there are common threads. There are things that I do every single day. There are things that I do once a week or a few times a week. There are things that I do once a month, but I don't want to lose sight of those in the big picture. I definitely think trying to, list out or plan out more than what you're doing in a month might be a little bit overwhelming. But just starting out with that, what's the daily method of operation is a huge, huge thing. If you don't have a daily method of operation, if you don't have a thing that you check off consistently and relentlessly consistently each and every day, just implementing that alone can have a massive impact in making forward progress. If you're not like doing your follow-up phone calls at 10 a.m. every day, try implementing that for a week and then watch what happens. You know what I mean? Because if you don't have a plan, then you're doing things willy-nilly. You know what I mean? You're like, oh, what do I need to do? No, maybe I'll just do that or work on that. And then you realize at the end of the day, you squandered away the day, right?
Well, and keeping in mind the wheel of life, and you mentioned your wife, getting the family involved in doing their wheel of life, and comparing time blocking to make sure that you're focused on all aspects. Even if you're not doing as much in one area, you're focused on all aspects of that wheel of life. Paul J. Meyer was, that was the most amazing thing he ever generated.
Yeah.
And it works for everybody. But getting your family involved and comparing your priorities and your lists and your dump, sometimes you will find that by doing those little daily things that you have scheduled, you'll find that you're crossing off the big things without having focused on them.
Yeah.
Because you've done the little things.
In fact, when my wife and I were both looking at our priorities for the Wheel of Life and on the family section, one of the things that was a top priority for both of us was time together as a family. And one of those things was eating dinner together as a family. And so that became one of the top priority items that each and every day I blocked out time where at dinner time, it's time to go dinner. We're going to have dinner as a family. We're going to, talk about what we all did and spend time together. And we had to make that a priority. Otherwise, I can get in the trap of just, I got to work late. I got to get this stuff done. I didn't get this stuff.
Call.
I got another call. Even so much so if it means that I have to stop, have dinner, and then come back up to my office and work again after dinner is over, which, Guy, you and I have calls with international people in the evenings. That's exactly what happens. I don't just work through those international calls and then, eat a late dinner and go to bed. I work until it's dinner time. We go down and have dinner as a family, and then I'm coming back up and getting reset in that time block to do the evening stuff. So a big thing, and again, I can't stress this enough, and Tamara, thanks for asking this. Building your lists based on different segments is a very important thing. I think a lot of us get into that trap of it's a work list, and then we focus only on our career or our work or our financial side, and we lose sight of some of the other things, right? The physical health, the mental health, the family, the personal, the spiritual. Those are all big components too, if you really want to have balance. And I think once you start to achieve balance, you start to feel how quick you can roll and you get into that momentum. Any other thoughts or comments on list, guys? Okay. Any other celebrations, tips, tricks, things we want to talk about on today's call before we move on?
Hey, I would love to add just the use of Apple's List product.
Yep.
For many years it was just there dormant on my phone. but I really started to dig into it. And you can do a lot of things, from scheduling dates and alerts and alarms with that list. And then, of course, you can create different categories and subcategories and smart lists so that you're getting reminders on your calendar. And so just having things integrated in a way. I also like the fact that while you cross things off your list, you still have a kind of like a backlog where you can go back and look at things. So you're keeping things organized. But there is something to having, I've got like a productivity planner that I created. And it's like one piece of paper that I fold into fours, and it's got different things and different tasks. So being able to write on it is good, but your phone is with you pretty much everywhere you go.
Yeah. From
the bathroom to the, when you travel, whereas your papers can sometimes get lost and things like that. So.
Yeah, I think that's an amazing point too, Jamar. And this is one of those things that, when we talk about technology, like, we're a technology company, right? But we don't do lists, you know what I mean? But that doesn't say don't leverage technology. If you can leverage technology to help you in any area, I would strongly encourage you to do that. There's the analog version and there's the digital version. The analog version, writing it down on a piece of paper, is much more manual. It takes a little bit more time. And to Jamar's point, it's not interconnected to other things. So there are some advantages, massive advantages, in my opinion, that you can gain by shifting over into that digital focus. Okay, but different strokes for different folks, as they say. Some people are going to leverage technology to do that, and some people won't. If you can, do. If not, don't beat yourself up for not doing it. Ann, I saw your hand. Go ahead.
Yes, great comment. I'd like to say, before you throw out the analog or whatever, work with a business coach of some kind. I do this regularly for small businesses that, they have something going on, but there's so many options for different technology solutions, and they need to find the best fit for them. And the way to find the best fit is to sit down and talk with somebody who can find out what hurts, what your system looks like, what you can automate, and who automates it best.
Absolutely.
So really important before you just throw it out and buy any old thing that comes along, and check with people like in this room, because their technology solutions are probably going to be the best one for what we're doing here.
No, absolutely. And again, it's what works for you is the number one goal, right? If you find something that works best for you, scale that. Don't try and take a different route if that route will not work for you. I think that's a big thing.
Most business owners don't even know. They're got their head down, working so fast, just like employees. They're just like this, the duck's feet underwater kind of thing, that this part of their, I know that I need to do something. Well, don't just do something. Meet with somebody, pay a couple of bucks, and have them walk you through what really hurts and what you can automate to ease the pain as soon as possible.
Yeah. Kathy, and then Mike, we'll hit you next.
So my tip would be, especially because we're going into the new year, and this may work for some of you and it may be foreign for other, is ditch the sticky notes, right? I do use Trello, but I use that for the bigger, toss those. I use the Trello for kind of my 10,000 foot view, but my everyday view. So what I do is I get one spiral notebook. It starts for the beginning of the year. I used to do this as when I was a full-time paralegal, and everything that happens goes in that notebook. And you would be surprised. It worked for me, at least. I do color code some stuff. I use a lot of different color pens. So for me, I can literally remember, like, oh man, I talked to that person, it was in the summer, and I can visualize writing some notes about that person. And like always, we'd have a client that would call back and go like, hey, I called you guys a few months ago about this thing. And I'd be like, flip back. I'm like, yep, I got it right here. And I would just find their information because it just made sense to me, because I could figure out. And I just keep a notebook for every year. It just goes throughout the year. Every note goes in it. It may not be perfect. And I don't rewrite it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Even judges
start over.
Even
right?
Judges accept that in court cases, a chronological
journal of what
different
happened. Colors.
Yeah.
If it happened, it's going to be in there somewhere. So it may take me a minute to find it, but I literally have every journal from all the years of anything I've done. I can go back and find it. And if it's, a big deal, like the top of the page may say, this is an Elify note, or this is a, nonprofit note or whatever. And if I have to take a whole page for that note, it's fine.
Yes.
But I'm telling you, not having 17 sticky notes everywhere, it's the way to go.
Big key. Big key.
I agree.
Mike, I know you had your hand up a sec. Did you have something to add there?
No, Scott, all I wanted to say was amen. Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Right? I hear you there. Scott, did you have something to add? I saw your hand up for a second there. You're muted if you did.
I did. My connection is not that great, so I'm going to leave my video off. But I just was able to jump on. I just had a question about if there were. I want to put together a card with steps that, say, a first person starting should take, some things that they should know. So I'm wondering if there's either some short videos, or what, maybe 3 to 5 topics would you think would be important to include in there?
Kathy, I'm going to ask you to unmute on your getting started stuff, because this is critical. I think there are different aspects, obviously, in my mind, Scott. My aspects focus on 2 main categories. One is if I'm a customer using this to promote my business and manage my business. And the other is if I'm an affiliate and I'm trying to focus on growing a passive income stream. But Kathy, I'm going to throw it over to you, because I'm sure you could speak well to either of those.
And actually,
guys smirking because we just talked about this yesterday.
Right.
So I have a card that I've used for over the years, and I need to update it. And he knows that this is one of my tasks for the next 2 weeks, when I get to the next 2 weeks is when I get to kind of cocoon and do my own things. My husband's off work for the rest of the year. So I get to do my own little projects. So one of my projects is updating this card, and I call it my welcome to shuffle card. It has, just like you said, it has video. It basically goes out to anybody that joins my network. The first one is a video that just says the top 10 things you don't know Shuffle does. And then it's the mobile build, the advanced build, which I call kind of like a page build, how to send, and what does campaigns mean to Shuffle? Because campaigns means different things to different kinds of applications, right? So those are the things I think are the kind of the highlighted overview things that a new person would want to know or need to know. And so one of my goals is in the next 2 weeks to have that updated to be more current. So I will certainly share that with everybody as soon as it's done. But those are the things that I would put on a new person card, and then introduce, inviting them to our weekly glance, everything that we do during the week.
Yeah, all of our meetings. Yeah.
And I think to that point, not just for Elify and Shuffle, whether it's the customer or the affiliate sort of getting started, but anything that you are involved in where you have somebody who you're bringing in who has a track to follow, creating a getting started card for them or for your team members for any type of business that you might be in is worth its weight in gold. When you have that, and I think, Kathy, I saw you post on this, when you get those common questions over and over and over again from everybody who's joining you, and you're like, man, I keep answering this same question. That's your aha moment, that I can put something together that's like, hey, here are the frequently asked questions that new people have, and then send that out to people. Or here's your path to follow to get started quickly. I know a lot of companies try to provide that, but from your position as a leader, providing that in your area of focus and what's helped you gives people a path to get started on quickly. And then they can build momentum from there versus trying to figure out where to even start.
And when you do FAQs at any time, please put them in categories, because you can go through a long list of FAQs to find the question you're looking for. You put in a word and you come up with 50 questions that have been asked. Just categorize it.
Yeah.
However you want to, but categorize it to some extent.
Okay. And may I ask a follow-up question?
By all means, Scott, go ahead.
All right. Also, I have the larger grouping of cards, and so I was thinking one thing to kind of help people see the power is to create a card for them, but I then have them, if they sign up, clone it without joining Marketplace? It's a little fuzzy on that.
Yeah, it depends on what template is being used for the card. If you use a Marketplace template to build any of your cards and you want somebody to also clone that card, they will also have to be a subscriber to Marketplace. There are all of the standard templates that you'll see. I know, Kathy, you're a big and firm believer, I am as well, in template 18 that we always use in the trainings. And you can build pretty much any card that you can imagine, starting with that as the foundational template. If you go down that route, Scott, anybody on any standard shuffle account can clone that. But be aware that if you're using a Marketplace template, if somebody wants to clone that, they will also have to have Marketplace.
Great. Thanks. I was just thinking of something just to give them a basic sense of what they can do, the power behind the program, so that they can then hopefully jump on and then get their own subscription and get running right from the get-go.
Perfect.
I think that's great. I want to add to that a little bit because we're all affiliates here as well. Make sure that if that is a path with the affiliates, we give them something to get started, that you follow up with him, you stay in touch with him, you keep helping out, because a lot of times someone will get signed up, they love the concept, they love the idea, and 2 months later they haven't built a card, they forgot the name of the company, they look at their credit card statement and it's like, why am I paying $20 or $30 for something? What is this? Go ahead and cancel. And then you have a conversation with him. And ER and I have had multiple conversations with someone in that step that had been referred by somebody that didn't support them, but knowing that the person that's asking to cancel or something has a network of 20,000 people, 30,000 people that should be utilizing it, getting into a process to get their information out about their business, their network, empowering their network, but never really knowing what they have in their hands.
And a good campaign will do that for you for the next 6 to 12 months. Stay in touch with your affiliates and with your shufflers.
We talk about the process and the system all the time. And when you're thinking about your own process and your own system, be thinking about where high tech can meet high touch. I think that's a critical thing, especially in the businesses that we're in that are relationship based, where we're actually helping people, is that if you try to automate everything, if you try to use that easy button way, I built the card, I pushed it out to them, now it's on them. Truly remember that there's this opportunity for you to reach out and help and support others. And when you do so, that relationship can spawn all of those other things. And Guy, to the point you just made, if that person I just referred has a network of, let's say, 20,000 people, and I don't take an opportunity to support that one person, they are not going to lead me or introduce me or share with me that network that they have access to. And that's truly where a lot of the power of this growth from the affiliate program happens. We talk about leverage, and we're going to talk about it here in a little bit when we overview the affiliate program. When we're talking about leverage, we really want to tap in or tap root down to access and help the largest, broadest audience we can. And usually it's that person that I'm talking to leading me to another person, or 3 people or 5 people that lead me to 3 or 5 people. And I remember at the beginning of this year, we talked about a book, Bob Bodine, The Power of Who, that Edwin was talking about. And I truly believe every one of us right now has everybody in our network that we need in order to get to where we're going. You may not think that, but it's true. You just haven't worked your network. And I find so much that people fall into this trap, that they want that new lead that they're going to sell in one conversation, and they're always hunting for that, right? Like the easy sell. I just need a new referral who's going to buy from me immediately. A new referral, buy from me immediately. And the reality is, that's the definition of insanity. If you continue to look for that and you don't find it, trust me, the other route is I need to work with the people I have, offer them help and solutions, and they will sing my praises to everybody that they know. And that referral-based marketing, word-of-mouth marketing, you know who you need to talk to? You need to talk to my friend Danon or Mike or Anna or Greg, because they can help you. You start getting more leads than you can even work. you'll be almost overwhelmed in a sense. So I think that's pretty powerful.
That's what I tell my associates. It's extremely important to get in touch, to get in that door. It's extremely important. It's even more critical to stay in touch.
Absolutely.
If you're not going to stay in touch, don't get in touch.
Well, and I like to think back to, success leaves clues. And if you look at the people who are, and this goes back, Guy, to the quote that you have on the board there, but if you look to the people who've gone to where you want to get to, that success leaves clues. And a lot of the time, it sounds easy. It's simple, but it's not easy. And they're putting in the work, and they've learned the skills, and they're applying those skills, and they're putting in the work, and they're taking the actions, and that's all they're doing. And they're being consistent with it. But there never really is that easy route where it's like, hey, if it was easy, everybody'd be doing it, No, the people who are successful, if you take back and you look at the steps and the actions that they're doing, I'm sure, like, pick any athlete, they're working with their coach, they're working with their trainer, they're working, they're putting in the practice before they even step on the court, the field, the whatever. And I think that's the same in every area where you look at the top level of achievers that everybody is sort of guiding to follow in a way.
And that goes right back to the wheel of life.
100%. I mean, it's all intertangled. This is what I love about all of this, is it all works together for good, So what I know we've got about 15 minutes left. I want to do what we typically do. We're going to do a quick overview of the affiliate program. I know a lot of you on this call have seen this before, but it should be second nature to you. There should be no questions. We've tried to make it as simple as possible. After that, we'll open it up for any Q&A on the affiliate, and then we'll wrap up this Friday with the founders. If you do have any questions that we didn't address, throw them in the chat or raise your hand and we'll get to those. But for now, I'm going to share my screen. We're going to show the affiliate page. This is what we do each and every week. You guys all have this page at your disposal. You can see I'm on elifyshuffle.com/affiliate, and I'm on Doug Baldwin's link. So I've actually got the Douglas.Baldwin invite code there. Each of you are going to have your own respective trackable link for that, and you can get that from your affiliate back office. And again, anybody who comes in through your link, you're going to get credit for. Why am I showing that link on the affiliate page? Because you guys are in the position to not only offer Elify as a solution, but you're also able to offer the affiliate program as an opportunity. And this is a great place to send people to overview that. And if they sign up through here, it will activate their affiliate status in addition to setting up their subscription. So you guys can come to this page at any time, use it as a resource for yourself. But affiliate marketing is this amazing concept, right? We share information with people. If they take action on that information by following our links, we get credit for that. So we're doing the exact same thing. You join as an affiliate, you get a referral link or a series of links that you can go out and promote. As somebody comes in through your link and signs up, you'll start to earn. We've set up this affiliate program somewhat unique to other affiliate programs, mainly by two main things. The elements: residual compensation. I know there are a lot of affiliate programs out there that will pay you 80% one time. I'd rather get 10% for the life of that customer than a one-time hit. And if you think about it in the sales perspective, you're the hunter out there. You eat what you kill. And if every month you have to start at zero, it's a little bit harder than building on what you've done each previous month. So on the direct referrals, you're going to earn 10% residually for the life of that referral. So somebody comes in, they subscribe to Shuffle, you earn on that initial subscription payment. And every time they renew their subscription, you're earning 10% on that. You build on that each and every month. And that's how we build passive residual income. In addition, outside of the residuals, the other important and critical factor, I believe, in any opportunity above residual compensation is leverage. In fact, in my mind, leverage is probably the most important thing. I know, Guy, we've talked about compounding interest. This is what Einstein called as the eighth wonder of the world. It is so powerful to have leverage. It allows you to accomplish so much more than you could accomplish by yourself. And I don't think that can be overlooked. So we allow you to earn 8% on leverage on referrals that come from your referral network. So these are referrals that are going to happen between your second and sixth degree of separation, or if you're speaking in terms of levels 2 through 6. And then we know how powerful leverage is. So we've actually increased or given you guys the chance to increase your leverage for an additional 4 levels. So you achieve that by by directly referring 10 people, 20 people, 30 people, or 40 people, these active direct referrals. And when you do that, you can unlock 1% earnings on levels 7, 8, 9, and 10. This earning structure is more easily highlighted in this visual here that's on the page. I'm a big visual learner. This is you as the affiliate. Everybody who radiates around directly from you, that's your direct referral, you're earning 10% on. If those people go out and they're using Shuffle, maybe they're an affiliate, maybe they're a customer, it does not matter in our affiliate program. But if they generate another customer, that comes on your second level, you're earning 8%, so on and so forth. As it waterfalls out from you for 6 degrees of separation, we give you 8% on all of the volume that's happening within there. And then as I mentioned earlier, active direct referrals. If you go out and directly refer 10 people, you'll unlock level 7 at 1%. Directly refer 20 people, that's level 8 at 1%. 30 people, level 9 at 1%. 40 people, level 10 at 1%. So if you are setting your sights a goal for yourself on maximizing what you can earn with the Elify affiliate program, this is your key number, 40. The question you have to ask yourself is when or how long will it take me to directly refer 40 people? For some people, that might be the first week you get started as an affiliate. For other people, it might take you a year. Again, that's going to be up to you, and it's entirely in your control. The last thing I want to overview that's here for everybody on the affiliate page is the commission calculator. Again, you can set and adjust multiple variables. What is the price point of what you are selling? Are you selling just Shuffle? Are you selling it with Tap? What are you packaging and most promoting out there? How many referrals are you going to make? We try to look at it on a monthly basis. Are you going to make 3, 4, 5, 10, etc.? Guy and I always talk about a focus on 4. If you can go out the gate and get 40 people, amazing. You're going to be very successful. But if you set your sights on going out and getting on 4 people and repeating that, again, consistently each and every month, you're going to start to make forward progress in your business. You also want to take into account how much retention you're going to have. Guy was speaking about that earlier. When you enroll somebody, that's not when the work is over, that's when the work begins. You want to help that person, support that person, and allow that person to take you to other people. And that will impact your monthly retention. And the last aspect is network duplication. Not every single person that you refer is going to go out, become an affiliate, and refer other people. Be aware of that, okay? Don't set that expectation that you're going to go out and get 2 people who get 2 people who get 2 people, and all of a sudden you're going to build your referral network. Some people will, some people won't. So what? Focus on supporting the people who will duplicate you. Invite them to these affiliate things and let us help support them as well. You may be in this for yourself, but you're definitely not in this by yourself. And then the last component that I always try to bring up is time, okay? This is not get rich quick, guys. This is build passive residual income over time. I'm a firm believer of multiple streams of income, and we just want to position this as one of those multiple streams of income. So if you look at this, even independent of what you're doing, you'll see you start out maybe not making a bunch of money. If you go out and make 40 referrals, you're going to earn a little bit more, but you're starting to subsidize the cost of your Shuffle. Each and every month, because it's residual and because you have leverage, you're able to build on that month over month over month. And that's what allows you to build passive residual income over time. But I close out my affiliate overview with the typical income disclosure by dragging all of these down to 0. Guys, if you don't do anything, you're not going to get anything. That's the reality here. This is results for people who want to put in the effort. We are here to support you in putting in the effort, and we will do everything in our power to help you be successful as an Elify affiliate so that you can build that passive residual income. But at the end of the day, it's going to take work. You're going to need to make some referrals. You're going to need to support some level of retention, and you're going to want to leverage other people. That leverage is so powerful. The network duplication, if you're adjusting these levers, is probably the most powerful component in this entire program. And I think that's the big thing here. You want to create residual income and you want to leverage. This gives you a path to follow and really a path for anybody to follow to create that in their lives. So that's the affiliate overview. Are there any questions about the affiliate program from anybody on the call today? Otherwise, it should be crystal clear.
I think a simple statement to that is adding value to others is the surest way to add value to your own life. And that can be happening within this affiliate program.
100%.
Back to Zig Ziglar.
Yep. So guys, here's the call to action. You guys have just hung out with us for an hour on Friday. You're getting ready to go into the weekend. We want you to will, skill, and refill over the weekend. I'll be back on Monday for sprint planning to get my week started again and repeat the cycle. But what are you going to be doing? Do you know somebody who needs to know about Elify? They need to know about Shuffle and Tap and how that can help them. Make that list. Who's the priority person to talk to? Okay. Do you know somebody who's been looking for an opportunity? Here's what was an aha moment for me. There was a statistic that came out that said 80% of America could not survive an unexpected $500 expense. Imagine that. Now, what if you could show them a path where you could create an extra $500 a month just residually coming in? You would alleviate that for a lot of people who are struggling. We're in the midst of what people are calling the Great Resignation. Everybody's out there looking for something else. Here is something that you can present to people as an opportunity to be one of multiple streams of income as they move into 2022. I know, Guy, you and I have talked about 50% of the jobs that exist today will not exist over the next 5 years. So there are a lot of people out there asking, what am I going to do? And they're looking for a path to follow. Here's your opportunity to share information with them. And that's really all you need to do is connect them with information. We talk about sending the right information to the right person at the right time. Think about who you should be sharing the opportunity with. Share them the affiliate page with your link on it. Maybe walk through the affiliate program with them and tell them why you've decided to step forward in this process. I'll tell you one thing that's made the world of difference for me in my life in achieving success, and that's finding the right business partner. And he's right next to me here. You know, there was a statistic that talked about startups, and they went through like how many startups had 2 co-founders versus a single founder and the success rate between them. Trust me, you're not going to be on your game every single day of the week. Your partner's not going to be on their game every single day of the week. But there's a good chance when you're off your game, they're going to be on and they're going to be there to support you. So another advantage that you can take in sharing this with other people is finding that partner. If you don't have a partner who's working and helping and you guys are supporting each other right now, that's the number one name I would have on the top priority list. Hey, I want to invite you to work with me because this is what I've chosen to do. You can look into it as well because I value your opinion and I think you're going to see the same thing I'm seeing. Again, it's just about sharing information and inviting people along. That's your call to action right now. Think about who could benefit from Shuffle and Elify, the Tap and the Shuffle solution, and think about who's looking for new opportunities come the new year. Let's all work together to make 2022 our best year yet, and let's finish 2021 strong. There's still 2 weeks left in the year, guys. I keep saying I feel like we're getting ready to leave for vacation on January 1st, and we're just trying to get all the packing and preparation done by the end of the year. That's the mentality we want to have each and every day. So with that being said, if there aren't any more questions, we're going to wrap this thing up. Guy, I'm going to head it over to you. Go ahead.
I do want to sort of point out one item or one resource that you all have available in your affiliate assets is I put a link there for you all. You can all select it and print it. Keep it, have access to it as your connection planner. And it's sort of that ER, you were going through the affiliate aspect. Who do you feel could utilize Shuffle? Who needs to market? Who needs to network? Who needs to be in a digital age? Who would have some interest? Who would look for additional streams of income? It is sort of the MLM type list builder jogger, but it's built within Shuffle to potentially, hopefully, help you get your mind going forward in creating your list of who should be taking a look at Elify.
Cool.
Okay, guys. Well, here's the last housekeeping as we reach the top of the hour. We're going to will, skill, and refill over the weekend. If you have time to block out to do your list building, your prioritization, or whatnot, take some opportunity to do that. If you want to pour into yourself on skill development, personal development, etc., or just rest and relax, this is your chance to do it. Then we're going to hit it hard starting Monday. We will be up bright and early at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time to do sprint planning. And that's just your call to action to make a plan for the week, execute that plan, and win the week. Okay, we've got Tuesday with Kathy this week, I believe. Is that going on, Kathy? I think I have it up.
Yes. What time? I don't remember. I think 10 a.m.
Yes, 10 a.m. Central Time for the Q&A with Kathy. An amazing opportunity to learn how to use the technology. Okay, you've got great technology at your disposal. There's a lot of features and functions. There's an amazing resource in Kathy to go in and have a group setting where we can learn best practices on how to leverage that technology. For those of you who are doing Mindset of a Champion with Edge Global on Wednesday night, make sure to check that out. If you haven't looked into that, get on the Week at a Glance card and take a look at that. It's worth looking into. I truly believe that it's not just the tool, it's also the skills that you need to implement correctly. Thursday, there's nothing going on. Friday, we got Friday with the founders again. Are we not doing that, Guy, or are we doing that this week? I think we're getting ready to move into.
We will let you know on Monday if we're going to be doing Friday with the founders, just due to Christmas Eve and a lot of people taking off. So we will let you know for sure.
Yep, and that's the plan, everybody. I want to thank you all for taking a little bit of your time to join us live. Also, if you're watching this and you made it to the end, for watching the replay. And if you have any questions, throw them down in the comments. Otherwise, we will see you on the next one. Thank you, everybody. It was so good to see everybody. Take care.
I'm throwing the template code for the holiday card that we made in the comments if anybody wants it.
Perfect. Bye, everybody.